product designer, project manager, product manager, technical writer. The technical writer one actually struck me. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about interviewing, but I'll also let me just take you through what the outline is going to look like. So, what the discussion is about, why do I get interviewed, interview types, the star approach to interviews, earning enough for the soft life, um, and then from there we'll take practicals and questions. So, what is interviewing all about? I want you to know that the interview starts from the moment you send your resume or your CV. Now, why am I saying this? Um, because that's the first step. When you send your CV is what even interests, is what captivates the interviewer, whether to actually go with you or not. So I know that I've met quite a number of people, especially um, the technical people, or yes, I'll just put it that with the technical people that feel that okay, it's what you also it doesn't really matter. Some people just feel that it doesn't really matter what your interview or what your CV should look like. I think that it matters a great deal because um, but I'm not going to talk much about it because I know that we have quite a number of um, businesses or organizations that help people build their resumes or their CVs. But as much as possible, I would advise that you take notice, of how you construct your CV. It has to be your CV has to have not just what your responsibilities are. That's the take home. Your Not your responsibility, but what you've achieved. So it's not just I something like your daily responsibilities, designing UI UX. Okay, yes, we know that, but what did you do? What did you achieve? So when you have your responsibilities and then you put your achievements, maybe one or two lines, it's fine. Successfully um, designed something from the ideation to implementation with maybe 5% error or 5% um, you know um, I don't know the technical terms you use, 5% error or 5% rework or something. Now that is what I want to see. That catches me, and I want to go to the next level with you. Now, and the truth is that um, interviews, when people do interviews, the main purpose for interview is that the employer wants to just select the most suitable for the job. It's not there's no perfect person anyway, but the person that they feel is most suitable. You can take this to the market. Ask any HR professional; they will tell you there's no perfect person, but most likely the most suitable person for the job. So you want to and when interviews are conducted like I put on the slide, properly, it also allows the employer to determine an applicant's skills, your experience, your personality match, whether um, you know your personality actually matches what the employer is looking out for. So why do we get interviewed in the first place? So I thought to give the reason on the employer's part and then the reason on the candidate's part. Now, on the employer's part, because it's the most legal hiring way of hiring, really, I can't just go to the street and say, you look like you can design it's not written on the head. So it's legal, it's the legal way. You put out an ad, you um, you get people, you tell them the deadline, and then all of that. It's legal. It helps employers to narrow the candidate choices, because sometimes you put out a role for maybe two candidates, and
Um, I don't know if it is it just from my end. I can't hear Kemi anymore.
that we have everywhere on Twitter, every day or at least once a month on Twitter. Somebody is tweeting somebody about one horrible HR. So you want to know that the company is not toxic, or the company is also a good fit for you. Um, when we get to the question part, these are the I'll tell you the kind of questions you want to ask. So you want to know whether, the company is, the company's culture aligns with your own personal culture. You also want to be able to, of course, you want to demonstrate that you can speak, you can communicate what you do to anybody, not just to the employer, but even to people, or to the clients or to the customers that you're going to be working with. Now, I'm just going to brush through this because I feel like everybody pretty much knows what this is, but this is also going to lead us to a point that I really want us to take note of. So there are
Kemi,
different kinds of
sorry,
interviews.
sorry for the interruption. We can no
Okay.
longer see your screen.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Just give me a moment. Um, so can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, I can't see your
All right.
screen.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to just brush through this. The kinds of interviews we have. I'm sure that a number of you must have experienced at least one of this. That is the phone interview. Phone is just to call. Oh, we received your resume or your CV. Okay, so what do you do? They just want to know more. Okay, are you available? Okay, we saw that on your CV. There's this. Okay, all right. We feel that okay. Some interviewers can be nice to actually tell you what to expect during the interview. They can also tell you who and who you will be speaking to. It's just to be able to clarify unclear terms. Now we have the direct one-on-one interview. Now we have two types. We have the behavioral and the competency-based interviews, and this is how most hiring managers get their their feet really, because um, we realize that it's now beyond knowing the job. But what about all other soft skills? Can you communicate well with other people? Can you work in a team? How well do you take feedback or criticisms? How well do you? Because the truth is, yes, we know that there are toxic employers, but there are also toxic employees. So we want to know. We don't want um, to work with people. We don't want to hire people that will give us problems and say, no, this is the way the product roadmap should look like, and that is it. If you cannot take it, you're giving me mental, I'm having a mental breakdown. So I cannot work again. I'm sorry. Bye bye. So we also want to know that this person is not just coming with their skills, with their technical skills, but they're also coming with their soft skills. They are able to fit into a group. It's not me, I. But there's a balance. You're able to balance things out with your teammates. You're able to work with other people, within the company. You're able to projects the image of the company properly. Um, you know, so then that is why companies or interviewers ask behavioral and competency-based questions. Now, from my definition of behavioral, you'll see that it will ask you some very specific question because it helps. So the principle of a behavioral question or a competency-based question is that it helps. It's based on the principle that past behavior predicts future behavior. So when I ask you that, have you ever worked with a difficult boss before? How? And you say yes. Okay, so what happened? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Now I want to know how you are able to manage, because the truth is we are all human beings and human beings are the most difficult to manage. So I want to know how you were able to manage that situation. I also want to know that, okay, maybe this person has a little bit of leadership skill. Okay, how maybe I ask a question that, okay, was there a time you needed to meet up with a deadline, and or maybe a team member fell ill? What did you do? And I ask you that kind of question. So it's not because I really want to know um, what you did then in another, but it helps me to say, okay, based on what this person did, okay, this person is probably able to solve problems, able to look at things critically. Okay, so I'm looking out for critical thinking, I'm looking out for problem solving, I'm looking out for innovation. Okay, I'm looking out for human one-on-one relationship, personal relationship with other people. Those are the kind of things that a behavioral question will bring out, will be able to highlight. Now, now, sometimes they want to probe further. If you're not able to, if you don't answer the question properly. Say, describe a time when you faced a stressful situation and you used your coping skills. It was very stressful. Oh, what did you do? I've been in interviews like that. So some people will tell you right directly that, okay, I actually took a break for say like 10 minutes to recalibrate myself, to calm myself down, you know, and it's actually and it's perfectly fine because the truth is that we are human beings, we are not machines. So when you say that, oh, I took some time off, I just took time out off, I left my desk to try to think, calm myself down, because when I'm under pressure, I feel that it's very possible that I would make mistakes, so I took time, I calmed myself down to recalibrate. And this, okay, so I'm saying, okay, this person is human after all, this is not a machine. Okay, this is fine, and it's perfectly okay. And then, okay, so, and then I feel that there are not enough details given. I go ahead and ask, okay, so what exactly did you do? So when you hear questions like, what exactly did you do? What was your specific role in this? What challenges did you come across? Specific questions, yeah, those are behavioral and sometimes competency based. Now, competency means your skill. What are you competent at? So these kind of questions. Okay, so how do you do it? How do you manage it? Tell me about a time, because competency wants to know how you do things, wants to know your performance, your work ethics. Is this person, does this person have enough integrity to do this job? This job is for instance, maybe a secretary or a confidential secretary, and you say, oh, the first thing I did, for instance, oh, your boss was having issues with his wife and he confided in you, and you were like, oh, the first thing I did, that in fact, because it was a serious situation, I'd never handled it before, and then what I did was I tried to send a message to my very close friend to ask her in the profession, you've missed it. So it means you are not a confidential person. That's it. So that's a competency based kind of question. So you want to so that's for competency based. And then let me just quickly move on to the situational. Now, so the situational is very similar to the behavioral kind of question, but it focuses on the future. What will you do if the product you're working on, you realize that, um, or the project you're working on, you realize that, there's something, so there's a feature that is there that is not viable. The feature is not useful. What do you do? No, so I want to know the situation. So I'm giving you a situation. So you want to be able to think on your feet. You have to be able to, um, you know, based on, sometimes it's absolutely okay to give examples, to say based on, a past situation, you know, this was what I did, this was what I did, and I think that is going to be able to fit into the situation as well. So I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Now, I know that it's very possible. Okay, not that it's possible. I am aware that some of us are students here. So you're wondering, how do I respond to technical questions when I don't even have any experience? You can speak to a situation in your department that you solved. You know, there was a problem, or something, and you were able to do this, you were able to do that. Now, I also understand that sometimes we may want to impress. So you sometimes people say what is not. Please do not lie. It's absolutely okay to ask further questions if you are not clear, but do not lie. Because the truth is, um, even if you lie and you get the job, when you need to actually do the job, it shows, it's going to show. So you shouldn't lie, you shouldn't over hype anything or speak to what did not happen. No, just little things that you did, maybe when you were doing an internship somewhere, or something at home, or something you did in school. It's absolutely fine to give those examples, so you don't have to start manufacturing things that never happened. It's no, no, it's definitely going to show. Now, this is my to go principle for responding to question during interviews. The star technique. What does star mean? Just like the way you have your SWOT analysis, you have so many kinds of acronyms. The star. Now, the star is an approach that allows you to. So the meaning of star. Let me start with that. The meaning of star is situation, task, action, result. So when you want to speak to any issue at all, you start with the situation. That is, you describe the event, and then you explain the task you had to complete. You describe the specific action you took, and then you close with the result. That's it. That alone will tell me that this person knows what he or she is talking about. So you don't want to just say, when you start, so just going by this, you know that if you just talk about STA alone without R, you've not said anything. Or you miss out on one, you haven't really said anything. Some people say SAR, they take out the task, because the task and the situation you can interchange really. So what happened, and I'm sure that even the answers, that the examples I've given would, spoke to, they used this. I responded to them with the star approach. um, Describe a time when you faced a stressful situation, and used your coping skills. Oh, okay. There was a time that we needed to design a product, and the timeline was supposed to be 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden the client came to us and said no. the product, the product is launching in a week and a half. So we had just 1 week to be able to do that. Now I've spoken to the situation. What's the task? Well, it meant that we needed to work extra hours to be able to ensure that the design, the product design, and everything was ready. What's the action? Oh, so I worked with my teammates. And please, another thing to take note of, when you're speaking, you don't say I alone or we alone. You want to balance it. Oh, I worked with my team. So it was a joint effort. So we came up with like a timetable, and then we delegated tasks to everybody. And of course, we knew that these things happen once in a while. So we're willing to go the extra mile to get it done, because we are always result driven, because my team and I were always results driven. So we went ahead. Yes, it was tough, but we were able to delegate the task. We knew what everybody was supposed to do. And even along the line, you can just chip it in. Even along the line, somebody got ill, and we had to take up that extra work for that person. We delegated more tasks, to the team members, and of course, we were able to eventually, we even finish the product design before the time that was given to us. And of course, the company went ahead to reward us with an extra day off. That's just that's it. I've responded to that question in, I didn't time myself, maybe 2 minutes, and that's it. You've answered the situation, you've answered the question of task, you've answered the question of action and results, everything in that, and that's it. And this applies to every situation, really. So whether you're a technical writer, um, whether you're a product manager or a project manager, I'm sure, well, I have a little bit of experience in project management. So I know that sometimes, um, well, in project management, normally you do not assume that everybody knows what they're supposed to do. So if you missed out on giving direction to somebody that you thought that would know what to do, and then last minute they come to you, this has not been done. Of course, um, you get you get your hands dirty. You start, you do it. You, because something needs to be done. Result has to come out. It has to show. So that is like a situation you also want to speak to, for project management, whether you're a product designer or you're a business intelligence analyst, or wherever you find yourself. This is a this is a universal principle to responding to questions. Okay, so okay, sorry. So while we're still on this, how to respond to questions, well, I did a little bit of research, because my most of my experience, I worked with, um, in the digital marketing space. So I get to interface with the creatives, then the technical people as well. So I know that sometimes questions come up. Of course, we also have a product designer, where I'm working. So I know that sometimes, because I get to interface with them, so I know that sometimes, technical questions can come up, especially for products, or situations. So when questions like when questions come during an interview. So I think that it's ideal that you also want to know products. You want to know different products. You want to know situation. You want to when you're asked about a product or a situation, your responses should speak to the product's unique value proposition. You want to talk about the value proposition. You want to talk about the users. You want to talk about the problem you hope to solve. So um, I was I facilitated an interview recently, and it was a product design interview actually. So we asked the guy, okay, so have you checked the website? What do you think? Oh, he said it's okay, but I think I can do better. Fine, okay. So what do you think you can do better? And then it wasn't really giving us mind blowing concepts or ideas or anything around it, or what the how he felt that it would be it would impact the users, or the end users. The value, there was no value in what he was proposing. He was just saying he felt it could be better, so what can you do better? So there wasn't any specific response to that question. And we felt that, okay, maybe he had an idea, and that's why you have to be able to communicate into a to a 5-year old what you're doing or what your idea is. Sometimes I sit in interviews and I really don't know much about it, because maybe it's a technical or something. I'm not the technical person. I'm just the HR asking, the people kind of questions. So I ask questions and I want to understand what you actually mean. So if the question, if I'm not able to comprehend what exactly it is you're saying, then I really do not I really do not think that you've been able to communicate, or you really know what it is you're saying. So you have to be able to communicate that. You have to have your end users in mind when you're asking products, or when you're responding to um, products based, or non-code tech um, questions. And really, most times, like I said, the interviewer is looking out for the communication, user empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of the person. Okay, so today, now, or tomorrow, you're in an interview, and someone says, "Oh, okay, um, can you just come up with a random product and tell us how you're going to um, tell us about it, how you're going to, from the products, everything about the product. Let me just leave it at that." And you say, "Oh, okay. So I know that people they go through a lot of stress while at work, and well, I think of creating, say, an alternative to stress balls when you're stressed. I want to assume that some of us know what stress ball is, and then you just need something to press. Okay, but how about a a sugar coated viral cover? How about that? A sugar coated viral cover, and so that when you're chewing it, it's sweet, it's distresses you, and you're still eating something sweet, and it's not like the viral cover is going to go bad, but or is going to destroy the shape of the viral cover, but you're still taking something sweet while it's distressing you. Okay, fine. So, um, so how do you go about it? You want to talk about I know that when most projects, whether I want to believe that most projects, whether it's a product or whatever, it's there's always a phase, the ideation phase, the screening, or what do you call? I don't know. I'm sure it has different names, the development, the testing, the implementation, the commercialization. Okay, what's the goal? What's the value proposition for it? Who are the users? Okay, I'm looking at, okay, the value proposition is that it's going to, do this, it's going to do that, it's going to be able to provide this for the users. The, what's the, you stated the problem at the beginning anyway. So you also want to put yourself into, oh, it's going to be, you want to put your user empathy, you want to put yourself in the shoes of the users. Oh, it's going to be very it's going to be very, very cheap. It won't be too expensive. Everybody will be, every age group will be able to use it. It's going to be pretty easy to use. No, you don't even need a user manual for it. It's pretty easy. Even if it needs a user manual, it's just a three-step approach. It's just a three-step, um, just three steps to be able to understand how to use it. You're already giving us idea. Okay, this person can actually do this. But when you just say, "Oh, I'll just do this," you just go straight. No roadmap, no um interesting things. And then don't forget, you still have to be able to speak in clear terms, not just in technical terms, because when you are sitting, on interview, sometimes you get maybe one or two people to you're speaking to. So you want to speak to, both people, so they understand what it is you're talking about. And and you speak about how you're going to make it better, or you're going to do something, or um, and you're fine. You talk about the end results. If you're going to be talking about, maybe I know that not everybody will understand the financial aspect of it, so that's absolutely fine. That's but you want to speak to the pain points, the things that um um even you, if you were sitting on the interview, if you were the interviewer, you will be looking out for. So you have to also put yourself, you know turn the tables around to be able to know how to speak to certain situations. For instance, I ask you now, um so what's your favorite app? And I ask you, what's your favorite app? Why do you like the app? Okay, so what do you think is wrong with the app? How do you want to improve on it? Of course, you want to talk about the same principle. Of course, this is what the app currently does, but you feel it can do this. Who are your users? You're talking about the users. These are the users. You're talking about, okay, what problem? What's the solution? What are you looking to solve? You talk about how you're going to do this. Implement all the changes on the app, and how you're going to go about it. It's as simple as that. You don't have to say, do like 10 minutes on it. No, it's not necessary. You just want to give points. You want to go straight to the point, tell them what you can do better, and that's it. And the truth is that um, sometimes when we are preparing for interviews, we prepare for the very difficult things and then forget the very, very simple things. What do I mean? Sometimes people forget to actually read about the company they're interviewing with. You would have blown the mind, and different interviewers look out for different things. You would have blown their minds. And then they ask you, so tell me, what do you know about our company? And then you start stammering. I've seen it happen a couple of times. And then you don't even know. So the company is thinking, okay, so how are we sure that this person is able to notice the little things? It can be a simple question. So for the technical writer, let me speak a bit about for the technical, because I also work with creative, I work with writers. Oh, okay, so who is your favorite author? I'm asking questions like that. Or I'm asking for the digital marketers here. I'm asking you if you're familiar with, okay, so what's your favorite brand? What's your favorite social media brand? Why do you like them? Um, what is it the tone of voice? Is it how they write? Is it no? I want to know. Sometimes people just go and flop when we ask just the little questions. So for considering that this is a technical role, even though it's no code, but it's technical. You want to know little things. You want to be able to share your favorite apps, at your fingertip. What's your favorite website for the product designer? Maybe you're designing a website or something, or a roadmap for a website. Okay, what's your favorite website? Why? Why do you like it? Is it because of the user interface? Is it because of the user experience? You have to be able to know that. Why do you like it? What's the favorite physical? We ask these questions a lot. If you say that you know how to do this, you are good at this, you do this. Okay, so who is that brand or that person or that project manager or that you look up to? We want to know. So you should be able to have all these answers at your fingertips. Now I hope I've been able to do um enough justice to it. So another thing that I noted down, when you're speaking to all these things, you want to talk about the points that you need to note. You have to talk about, why you love those things. You want to talk about who the users are. You want to talk about what the thing does, what it does, so that even people who are not familiar with that particular thing you're speaking about, maybe a product or a service or something that you're speaking about, even those that are not aware or they don't know about it, on the interview, they want to know, oh, okay, that's nice. Also, there's actually something that's that exists, that's something like this that exists. You want to know, you want to also talk about the competitors. I'm sure that the growth people um, will be able to relate to this. Competition, of course, when you're doing growth, when you're a growth marketer, you know who the competitors are, what they are doing better. How can you leverage what the competition is doing? Because I know that growth people are somewhat strategists. And strategy, you want to do your market survey, you want to do your research, you know well what the competitors are doing better, how to do things better, how to make things better as a growth person. You want to know the tools that you want to talk about, the tools that you use. You want to talk about a time that you were actually running a campaign for something, and of course, when it was generating leads, you were getting so many leads, but they were not converting. So how were you able to do it? Oh, so we went back. We stopped the ads at some point because we realized that so people who were actually signing up were from a particular demographic, and we thought that those were not the people that we were looking. So we tried to retarget our, our ads. We went back to the content team, and then we came up with content that we felt would speak to those particular demography, and we came up with those content. And then we looked at other contents we've done in the past, which ones we could repurpose, which ones got the greatest engagement, and we want to repurpose it. So we decided to repurpose it for this particular, and we just tweaked it and did this and did that. And then we ran lots of ads on Facebook, on this. We came up with a challenge and this, you know. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. What the problems are, you're able to, and then you started the campaign again, and you were able to meet 90% of your target, and this. Okay, so at a point, so you've been able. Sometimes I'm sure that maybe some of you must have noticed that sometimes when interviews, if you've been in interviews and a question is thrown at another interviewer, do you have any question for him or her? And then they say, oh, no, 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 I don't have any question. Actually, the question I wanted to ask has been answered while it was responding to you. And that's it. You've been able to shorten the interview time. By the way, personally, I don't think that interview should be more than 30 minutes. Personally, but that's me. I don't know about other people, but it's just my own personal principle. So, but what I'm trying to say is that you try as much as possible to you make sure that your speech, when what you're trying to say is is packed enough that they don't even it answers even the question that they want to ask you. because it shows that you really know what you're doing. Now, I hope I've been able to do justice to that part. Now, this is the very, very important part that I always like to talk about. So, for this particular topic, I actually have an article on it on LinkedIn that it's my gospel actually. I'm very happy to share it with anybody, share it with anybody. It's the salary. It's the salary. So, gone are the days that, yes, we know that it's not nice to just jump at that question. But the truth is, really, why do we really work? Really, why do we really work? We work because we also want to make money. That's it. So it's a silent it's a silent thing. Everybody knows it, but nobody wants to talk about it. But it's the truth. And personally, I do not have any issues with candidates quoting their giving us their figure directly, because anyone that has sat in an interview with me will know that I will tell you, you know what, when they start with, oh, I know that there's a but, I just tell you, hello, I know, just go ahead. And then you tell me, sometimes candidates will tell me, um, okay, I know that there's a budget. I'll tell you 2.5. I'll tell you, okay, since you said you are saying that there's a budget, okay, our budget is 2.5. Of course, I'm joking, but it's absolutely fine to just say, to just tell them, okay, so my salary expectation for this role is 250,000 naira. Now, most times, it's a personal principle for me. I ask net or gross, because I know that there are some companies that will hide your package, and at the end of the month, you see something different. So I've tried as much as possible to simplify the difference between your net and your gross. Please, whenever you're negotiating your salary, negotiate your net salary. Please do not negotiate your gross. Net, please. And I'm going to tell you the difference. So, your net salary is your take home, what you actually take home at the end of the month, the pakam that comes into your phone at the end of the month. That's your net salary. Your gross salary contains all your deductibles. Gross is your take home plus pension plus payee plus ITF, what have you. So when you see your when you're giving an offer letter and you see 300 gross, some companies, I think most companies do that. I don't think that any company wouldn't do that. They will give you a breakdown of what your salary is. So the 300 is maybe um, pension, 20,000 naira pension, 50,000 naira payee, this, and then your net. So you want to make sure that you are negotiating your net, not your gross, because you do not know how, you don't know the components of that 300,000 naira. We've had cases of, employees taking up a job offer of, very high amounts. The thing is very, very packed. And then at the end of the month, 40% of the money disappeared. And they called HR. HR said, yes, now it was gross that you negotiated. We deducted this, we deducted um, something allowance for something, and this, and that's it. And then everybody is disgruntled. No. So you want to make sure that you're you are negotiating your net salary. I'm going to drop the link to that article, um, maybe at the end of this, once I stop sharing my screen, I'm going to drop it so that everybody, you can, go anytime you like, you can just read up on it. What do you do if the company comes, your your salary expectation is 250,000 naira. And you know that no, you know, because of your experience, it's actually worth 250. It's competitive. That's what, you know, that's what you should be paid, 250. And the company comes back and says, ah, we've gone no, and they said it's 200 that we can pay you. Now, like I said, you have two options. You negotiate further, or if you feel it's non-negotiable, you walk away. If it's okay with you, if you feel that yes, I can't take it and I want to walk away, fine. But do you know that you can actually negotiate further? You can say, okay, what if you can decide to say, okay, I'll take the 200 on one condition, that in 3 months after my probation, if the probation is 3 months or 6 months, that the company would review it upward, so that it works for you. It's a win-win situation. You're working for the company, you're getting paid, and the company is also able to balance their finances, at least for a period of time, so that to be able to make up for that salary. At least maybe they would have made enough revenue to be able to actually now pay you what you actually wanted to be paid. Or you say, okay, um, can you do 220 instead? And after 3 months, um, I get it's reviewed upwards to 250. Now, if so, the company can say, oh, okay, that's fine. Or they say, no, we can't do beyond 200. Like I said, you either take it or you don't. It's totally at your discretion. So, but most times, in my experience, the recruiter will most likely go back to the compensation and benefits team and tell them that this person is very good and we think this person is a good fit for the role, but this person is saying that they can't take um, that amount. So they're asking, this is what they're asking for. We know that it's can the budget still accommodate it, and they will give you the offer. Now, my my personal advice most times is that you take when the company comes back and says, okay, we will do 220, please don't say because they are going to review my salary upward to 250 anyway, much later. So let me just relax and do shoddy job. Do a very good job. That's when the 3 months, when it's time to review it, they can't, based on your performance, it's glaring that you've done a very good job. So nobody can say go back on their word, and ensure that it's part of your offer letter. Let it be written on your offer letter that salary is monthly take home is 220, to be reviewed upwards to 250 in 3 months. Because anything that is not written down in black and white or a mail or documented is not an agreement. That is not an agreement. So you want to make sure that it is written so that you can go back to it, when the time comes, after you've done a very good job. Not that they will put you on PIP within the 3 months. No, let's not do that. So let me just copy. Let me just okay. Hmm. Anyway, I'm going to drop it. Okay, so I'm going to take you through this, because after now we're going to have like a mock interview with somebody. So this is just a mock. This is just a 2 minute speech. This is what I call it. I call it a 2 minute speech, because sometimes when we tell some people introduce yourself, or let's talk about yourself, they will talk for 5 minutes. You're already tired. You're tired. So you just want to talk, pam, 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 pam. Give us, the the bullets. Give us, the very important things. And this is my my template for the 2 minute speech. Well, if you want to tell us your name, it's fine. I'm a I'm a marketing professional at so company. In school, I studied this at this. Then I worked for, you know, um, 2 years at something where I did this. In my 2 years there, I was able to um, do this. You're talking about your accomplishments there. Did this. I was able to build the team from a 2-man team to a 5-man team. I was able to um, and then of course with with good work comes more work. When you do something good, more tasks are given onto you. So during my time there, I rose through the ranks to become the this, where I was able to do this. Then I worked for, maybe you want to run us through your CV anyway, where you've worked. It's absolutely fine. And yes, that reminds me. I know that some of you wonder, so why do you ask? I've sent my CV to you. So why do you ask me things that are already on my CV? Um, my brethren, we all know that there are many CV writing businesses now. So I'm very glad to tell you that some people do not know what is on their CVs. Yes, if you do not know it, yes, they don't know. Somebody wrote the CV for them. They didn't even bother to take a look at it. And then they get there, they are saying A, but it's actually Z that is on their CV. So you know that there's a problem. That's why we ask anyway. Not that we've not seen. In fact, as a matter of fact, the moment you are speaking, we have it. We are looking at it. We want to be sure that you actually did what you said you did. And that's it. So back to my point. Then I worked for something. I worked for company A, B, X, Y, Z, where I was able to. I worked with a two, three. I worked with a team of 5, where I was able to interface with the clients, with the customers, to understand their what they actually want. And then I worked with the products team. I also worked with the design team, and to be able to understand um, both ends, to be able to get a perfect product market fit. You're yeah, now it's you're beginning to get us. Okay, yes, we are very, very interested. Sometimes the interviewer will take you back to that thing. Oh, okay, so when you worked at so company, you said you were able to do this. How did you go about it? It's very possible that that's their problem. That's the problem they are hoping to solve. And it's something you've done before. So they're able to, from that conversation, they know that, okay, since this person has experience, this is something this person has done before. Okay, we feel that this person is a good fit. Sometimes it's from even your 2 minute speech, you've already gotten the interviewers. In my current job, I've accomplished this. Your hobbies, they're optional. Also, outside of work, I I watch football, and we know that sometimes, at least we've heard of cases. It's an anomaly. I know that some people went for interviews, and the only thing the interviewer spoke with them about was football, and that was how they got the job. You never can tell. You never can tell. So maybe, oh, my hobbies, outside of work, I'm a biker. I bike. I like to bike. So, and then, oh, okay, that's nice. And oh, what bike model do you use? A Yamaha or a Suzuki, or conversations can start from there, and before you know it, the person already likes you. So that's an example of your pitch. This is an example of um, a star approach to um, questions. I believe that I've already touched on that. So this is something that it's just an example. Share an example of a time when you faced a difficult problem at work. How did you solve this problem? The situation. I was working with my team on a product. Now the testing phase, we realized the product will not be viable for a long time. So my team needed to find a way to improve the product to ensure customer acceptance. And then I organized another market survey. We went back to the market, and then came up with additional features based on the responses we received. The product was retested, got positive reviews, and it was readily accepted by the target market. That's it. That's the star model to responding to questions. I think that's about it for me. I hope that I've been able to respond to. I've been able to um, talk, speak to your pain points in terms of interviews, what you need to know, and how you need to go about it. Yes, thank you everybody for listening. Um, okay, over to you, Adiola.
Thank you so much, Kemi. That was like very packed and very insightful. I took one or two things also from especially the salary aspects. I shall take that serious as from this moment. So you mentioned something about demo interview. So I think we can get someone to actually do this within few minutes so that we get to so that like we have an insight, although it looks like from the templates that you already give like an insight into how to answer the questions and all. So I think that we can also have someone to see if everyone was following as you were trying to. And now the screen, we are never sharing the screen again. So let's have someone actually like be on the hot seat to help us answer this question. So I would like if you would like to be the person.
Volunteer. Yeah, you need a
Volunteer.
volunteer.
You can use the hand raising reaction on air, and you'll be called upon to answer. So, I select randomly. Anyone,
Don't worry, I'll be nice. I'll be gentle. I
anyone
want.
you guys want, because looks like nobody is going to volunteer.
I'm a nice. I'm
If
a
you are
nice
looking to
interviewer.
volunteer to give a response to Kemi's question.
I don't interview. Okay, I think I have somebody. I don't interview, please. I chat. I chat with people. So we actually have 3 volunteers, I
Apologies
think.
for that. I see hands up already, and sorry, my network kicked me off for a bit, so I'm back.
Okay.
So I see Ezekiel. I don't know whose hand was up first. I see Ezekiel's hand. I see Tech Leaks hand. So I
I
don't
think
know.
TechLeaks was the first person.
Okay, so I think we can take both of them since they are the two. We can just have one person first and the other person.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Okay, so Tech Leaks, you can unmute to speak. So yes.
Okay. Hi. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you. Okay, so what's your name?
My name is Elizabeth. Are we starting proper
Okay.
now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you do?
Okay. So I am a product designer. I work with Craft Off as.
Wait. I just want to know what you do. Hold on, please.
Okay.
You're a product designer.
Yes, please.
All right. Okay, so let's start. Hi Elizabeth. My name is Kemi, CEO Hire Foster, head of people ZI Africa. It's good to meet you. So with me here on this interview, my colleagues Adiola and Chidi. And Adiola is my colleague, she's my client service person, and I have Chidi here, who is also my PA. Chidi, sorry, okay, who is also my PA. Guys, please say hello to Elizabeth. Okay, fine. They've
I
said they heard.
I
Hi, hi.
All right. Okay, so we're actually for this role, okay, we're actually looking for beyond the technical you know competencies. We're also looking for somebody who knows what they need to do, where they need to do it, who understands the end-to-end, of product design and all of that, and who is able to, while you're able to work um, as an individual, you are also able to work with teams. You're also able to work with teams. And for this role, we're not really looking for a short-term engagement. It's going to be a very long term. So we're looking for somebody who is able to grow with us. Um, so I think that's about it. Um, so considering everything that I've just told you, please tell us about yourself, what you've done, and how you think that you're going to be a good fit for this role.
Okay, so thank you. Uh, I am a product designer. Actually, I had my academic background in biochemistry, but I made a switch into tech, and then I had to settle for product design because it is the skill that actually aligns with my talent and whatever interest I've got. I I've worked with Super B. I actually interned with Super B. It's a communication company where I was working with the head of product and other product designers. So my task actually involves just designing interface basically, and also sketches, mock-ups, and all that, and escalating whatever issues I have to the head of product, and also try to uh, take on the tasks they give me, and then the result is always there to show for itself on our product. And then I currently work with Craftoff as a UX designer, where I work in a team with the UI designer, the digital marketer, and our developers. So it's a company that does software development for clients. So we engage in different kind of products, website, web app, mobile apps, and then the result is always there to show for it when our clients launches their product. Outside of work, I like to surf the internet. I like to go through Instagram, go to Twitter, just basically to catch up on what happens. And I feel that I am okay or the best fit for this role because of the experiences I've got in actually building successful products. And I seem to be a good fit for your company. Thank you.
All right, all right. So you must know Gist Lover on Instagram.
Yes, please. I know just
Oh, okay, all right. That's fine. Okay, so you said that you design websites, mobile apps, and so what's websites? Which of the websites have you worked on? Which of the mobile apps have you been able to develop? I'd like to know more about those products.
Okay, so in the current company I work for, we've built Elevant. It's a telemedicine hub or web hub where clients or users rather, where users go to lay their complaints and then they get a doctor. Another app that we're currently working on is very, and it's also a telemedicine app, but not in Nigeria. It's for Ghana and South African country. And then it's also basically just a website or a web app that users also come to. You lodge your complaint, you get a doctor to attend to you. And then if a prescription is needed, you get prescriptions delivered right to your doorstep. And then the app is focusing on those issues that are really neglected in the society, the issues that much cognizance is not taken into, when you go to the hospital, such as mental health, skin diseases, uh, sexual health issues, and all of that. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So, talking about mobile apps, which of the current mobile apps that you use do you love most, and why? Why do you like the app?
Okay, the one I use and I can say I love is Duolingo. I love the app so much.
So why do
And
you like the app?
yes, that's because of the interface. It's so beautiful. It makes learning so easier for me. It's a app where you learn different language. And I'm currently learning how to speak German on the app. And then the use of their streak, you don't want to miss the streak. They really have really good UX principles. It just gets you really addicted to the app. You don't want a day to go by without you going to the app to actually see things for yourself. You don't want to miss your streak. You want to see beautiful interfaces. You want to discuss with people. I really just love the app,
Mm.
and it doesn't go by without me going there.
Okay. I really do not know much about the app, so
Oh.
I can't really, but okay, that's fine. And so let's turn it around. So, is there an app that you feel that it's not really good enough, and you feel that some things need to be fixed on the app? Are you familiar with any app like that?
Yes, there is the one, and that is the GT mobile banking app. The app is so bad. There is one feature that both apps actually. The first one, which is the normal GT bank app, searching on it is impossible. If you want to send money to someone and then you want to pick a bank, you have to scroll through. You can't search. So
Mm,
imagine you're outside, probably under the sun, and then it's so difficult for you to see your screen. And then you just keep scrolling. Sometimes you don't even know the name of the bank that you're trying to, or the full name or something. I've actually made a mistake like twice trying to send to, I think, Profidos, and then I kept clicking on one other bank that looks like Profidos. And then before I had to like go back to the
Preferred.
person that sent me the.
Preferred. It's like a product management thingy.
I think someone is speaking. Is that Sharon? Sharon, you please mute your
Yes,
mic.
I
Okay,
already.
she's all right. All right, thank you. Elizabeth, please go on.
Okay, so the app, if I have the opportunity, that's the first feature I'm actually introducing to the app. You have to be able to search for the bank you want to send to. It makes it so much easier. And then another thing is actually you downloading receipts. If you've sent money to someone and then you did not either save the receipt at that point, or you did not share the receipt at that point, if you want to go back
Mm,
there and actually get it, it also, I think it's impossible. I don't think I've been able to get through to that. Same as the second app they just launched, I think GT World app or something. The interface for that is really really whack too. Like, it's just so disorganized, and it's something, if I have my hands on both apps, like, yes, I will actually fix those problems that I feel is with it.
okay, so how do you work? Um, I understand that. Okay, these are say this is the mobile app, the Bank mobile app. These are the features you want to fix this. So how do you work? How do you do this? How do you, because it's a project. If
Yeah.
if you are
Okay.
employed by and how are you going to, what's your process going to look like to fix the app?
Yeah. So because I am not the only user of GT Bank app, I try to remove any bias because I am not designing for only myself. So the first thing is actually to talk to the people that use it. That is the research. I ask questions because even the problem that I feel that I am having, probably I am not using the app the right way, or people could even have more problems than the one that I am emphasizing. Like, not everybody knows the technical know-how of mobile apps. So actually talking to people helps me to know the real problems. I get to interview about 10 to 15 people and everybody's saying the same thing. Yes, that is actually establishing the fact that, yes, this is a problem. And then after I've been able to get some insight or my facts from that interview, I draw the insight. Okay, this is what needs to be done, this and that. Since yes, it's a project, but it's an established or an existing product. So all of you saying you want to do empathy mapping, you want to do affinity mapping, all of those great stuff, you can actually let go of that since the app is in use and you just want to improve the current design. So you can go ahead with your insights and actually apply that. If it is the color that needs refurbishing, if it is the brand, all of those things, you can actually jump into that. Even wireframing might not be necessary at that point. But if it's a new product I'm just coming up with, yes, I try to follow all of the design processes, right from the empathizing up until testing. Yes, and that kind of GT bank have that. If I get the opportunity to work on it, yes, a lot of testing will actually be done after I have applied the changes that I feel will help people to get the task done quickly, easily, and yep.
Okay, so you go through the testing because sometimes new features can disrupt another feature, right?
Yes,
So you
please.
want to be
Yes.
sure that everything is working in sync, everything is fine, nothing
Yes.
is disrupted. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So are you going to use a focus group to do the testing, or you just test among yourself and that's it?
Yeah, so I can actually do a one-on-one testing. Yeah, because it is something that we do an in-house testing first, like within GT itself. Okay, another, you take it to another department, probably the sales department that doesn't know what you guys have done. Okay, try this thing before you launch it that everybody gets to see, because it is existing already. So before that is done, you get to do a mini stuff inside. So if the salesperson can actually understand or doesn't have problem with what you've done here, yes, you can actually just stand in front of the app, the bank itself, and then just call on a customer, any customer, and then you ask them. So a GT customer, that has actually interacted with the app before, yes, do this. And then if they're able to do it successfully, yes, you can actually launch that particular changes to the existing app. Yep.
Okay. So who are the people? Okay, you said you work with digital marketer, you work with the developers, and then you have your own design team that you also interact with. So how
Yes.
has it been like? Because I know that it's difficult to work with people. Human beings are the most difficult people to manage. So
Yes,
how has
very.
it been like? How has it been like? Have you ever come up with, say, an idea and it was a good idea, but it was not accepted, or it was just cancelled on site? How did you manage that situation?
Yes. So I think it has happened a couple of times, whereby you're suggesting something and then the product manager is saying, no, this does not align with the business needs and all that. Yeah. So knowing that even as a product designer, you also have to consider the business needs as well, even though your full or the more of your focus should be on the user. But if a manager that is well versed in actually managing a product is saying that, okay, this is not going to scale because it is not in support of what the business has to benefit from this particular thing, yes, you can actually just have a way around it. You make compromises. Okay, if I feel that this thing is going to help my user more, okay, you make compromise on your end manager. Let me also make the compromise here. So we actually have a balanced ground. But now I'm saying that outrightly, no, this thing has to be in my design by fire, by force. No, I don't think I have ever done that, or try, even because we have other designers as well when working with designers of my own team, and then I'm seeing this and I'm like, no, disable this thing is not supposed to be there, and then you're telling me, okay, due to this particular law, and then we try to make it as constructive as possible. Nobody actually saying you are better than me, or I know better than you. Okay, bring up your evidence. We have laws that are guiding this thing. Okay, bring it up. I bring up my own, and then we all conclude on a ground that is safe for the product and for our users and for the business as well.
Okay, so have you ever had to work, on a very challenging product or a project, and it was very challenging? So how were you able to navigate through the situation?
Okay, so there are different challenges, and then one that I can say that was really challenging was because of the client. The client was really difficult. Clients telling you this is what I want, and then you're like, no, this is not. It even caused an hassle between the team and my boss, actually saying that we're not doing things in professional way because the tone we were talking to the client wasn't nice. And then it wasn't as if it wasn't nice, but when you've been frustrated up to a point, and then but within the team we had to like sit ourselves down and like, okay, yes, this is what the clients want, but we know best. It is our duty to actually communicate to this client that if you want us to do our job and you want to get the worth of your money that you're paying to us, let us do the job. Whatever thing we need from you, we're going to communicate to you. And then we were able to find a way to actually convince the client that yes, we know what we're doing. This thing is still in progress. Just because we are showing you every phase that we're taking on the project doesn't mean that we need your input per se like that. But because you want to keep you in the loop, you don't want you to just feel neglected in your own project. That is why we are actually doing a refinement meeting with you almost like bi-weekly. So having us talk to the clients, try to settle things with them, it actually helped our work, because before then it was always this changes. Okay, I don't want this color. I don't want this type of icons. I don't want the situation or the placement of this button. Can you please change it? And it was drawing us back. And then we had to like change the design system for like 3 times until I couldn't take it any longer. And then I had to communicate to the boss, tell this person this work is being dragged. It's an MVP. It shouldn't last 3 months, 4 months, but it was exceeding 5 months already. And it was getting everybody so worked up. But having us to communicate to him in a way that yes, we know what we are doing, just let us do our work. It helped everybody on the team, and yeah, we're able to deliver.
Okay, so have you ever missed a deadline?
Oh yes, we have. Yes, I as a person, I have missed deadlines as a designer myself. Deadlines for, for sprint. This sprint, I'm supposed to do this thing, and then I couldn't, probably because of the magnitude of the work I'm supposed to do, and then I did not realize on time until I delved into it. But I try as much as possible to inform the right persons so that it doesn't get to affect any other person's work, because what I designed, the developer has to work on it. So communicating with the team that, okay, this thing I can't deliver on Thursday. Could you find something else to do, so that you don't, be as productive as I am too. And then you don't get to start complaining that it was because of me, you couldn't do anything. So, but if I know that, okay, I'm going to be missing a deadline, I try as much as possible to communicate in time, so that this person can actually go on to the next, and it doesn't disrupt the team's activity and deliverables.
Okay, I know that sometimes also you're working on so many things at a time, and we are still working on something, and somebody else is bringing something to you to do, to manage, and you're just confused. So how do you do it?
Yeah. So if I'm working on something and probably the manager or another designer brings something for me to do, I ask questions. Okay, is this really important? Because I try to prioritize my tasks, the result. Okay, if this result is having more magnitude than this thing that you're bringing to me, then you let me finish. Because as you said, I'm not a machine. Sorry for that. I'm not a machine, and yeah, I can't do everything all at once. But having to prioritize the things that needs to be done to achieve the best result is what I do. So if you're bringing something to me and then I'm asking you, is it really important? Or even if it's a tiny task that I can actually merge with what I'm currently doing, yes, okay, give me some minute, I will get it done. But if it's something that is probably totally out of scope of what I'm currently working on and is going to cause some issues to what I'm working on, I'll tell the person to just chill and let me finish what I'm working on. And if they say it can't wait, then yeah, I try to do it, and pressure comes with the work. So I try to pressure myself and yeah, deliver it.
Okay, so what tools do you use? Do you work with?
Yeah, so I work with Trello, I work with Notion, I work with Oja, I work with Figma, I work with XD. Yeah, those are the tools I use primarily, like day to day.
Okay, so what's your ideal work environment like?
Yeah, my ideal work environment is a remote setting. Yeah, a remote setting, not even hybrid. I love to work from my own comfort zone. So
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't settle for any other thing apart from that.
Oh, okay. Hybrid, no, you don't like hybrid. Just
Hybrid, it depends on the compensation that comes with the hybrid. Yeah, if the compensation is really worth it, I can consider it. But full time on site, no. Regardless of the compensation, I wouldn't take it.
okay. So why are you looking to change jobs?
Yeah, I'm looking to changes because I want to advance in my career. That's one. And two, the compensation offered as advertised for this role is more than what I am currently earning, and who doesn't like an increase in their salary. So yes, that's motivating me. And then your values, and then yeah, your stuff, it aligns with what I want or the things I'm looking at this point in my career. And then yeah, making a switch is not going to be a bad decision for me. That's
Hmm.
basically it.
Okay. So what are your personal values as a person?
Uh, my personal values, it includes uh, how do I put it now? Efficacy, yeah, efficiency, uh, uh, you taking someone's work as your own work. I don't know how to put that now, but working as if this is my work, and putting all I've got, my energy, my resources, my time into whatever thing I've got to do. I try as much as possible to uh, be responsible. Uh, yeah, basically, that's all I can think of right now. Sorry.
Okay. Did I ask what your ideal work environment is like?
Yes,
I
please.
think
You
I did.
asked,
Okay.
and I asked you to remote setting.
Oh, okay. So if you are offered this role, how how soon can you start?
Yeah, my notice period at work is 1 month. So in a month's time, I can actually take the role.
Oh, okay. So and what's
Um,
your salary expectation for this role?
yeah, so my salary expectation for this role is 800,000 naira.
Is it negotiable? Is that net or gross?
That's net.
Oh, okay. Is it negotiable?
Yes, it's negotiable, and if I'm comfortable with your negotiated price, yes.
Okay, so what's your minimum? The minimum you can go.
The minimum I can go is 500,000 naira
Okay.
net.
All right. All right. I think that's fine. I've noted that down. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I do have a question. And what happened to this role? What happened that made this role to be vacant at this time?
Oh, okay. Well, actually, we are looking to expand. So it's not like somebody actually left the role. So we're actually looking to build our, our product team because we have more clients now, and we feel that it's time to actually expand. So we're looking to bring on an additional hand. So you won't be working alone. You're going to be working with a team of two. So that you are able to churn out work on time and faster, and it's a win-win situation. You're able to do your work, and the company is also able to satisfy their clients.
Okay, thank you. Another question. I don't know how familiar you have with the design team, but I would like to ask if you have a proper structure for designing already in the company, or it's just everybody gets to do their thing and whatever thing flows.
Oh, okay. There's actually a structure. It's just that because our company is also an open door kind of, we run an open door policy in terms of communication. So we believe that everybody is able to come up with ideas. You know, um, sometimes the craziest idea can even come from somebody who is not even a product person, a designer. So sometimes, so what we do is that sometimes I know that the team actually has like a brainstorming session, where you talk about the project and all of that. You have all the relevant teams in the meeting, but sometimes we throw it open. Okay, we allow other people from other departments to be part of the brainstorming session. And then because you never can tell, ideas, features can come from anybody. So but then there's actually a work, there's a process for workflow. There's a process flow that you follow, that the team follows, so that everybody knows where they are at every stage, and then they know what needs to be done, who is supposed to do what, so that things are not falling through the cracks. We have a project manager who is
No.
following up on task, what needs to be done, reporting it daily and all of that. So of course there's a structure.
Okay, that's nice. And then my last question is does your company give benefits, like lots of
Oh
benefits?
yes. Oh yes. We have non-monetary benefits apart from your
Mhm.
pensions, apart from your HMO. We
Okay.
also celebrate birthdays every month.
Oh, nice.
Um, Even if three people are having their birthdays on the same day, it's you know three cakes. That's three
Cakes.
birthday cakes.
Yes.
Three shout outs on social media, on the company social media page, and all of that. Yes, that's one. And then we also try as much as possible to go on hangouts, maybe
Oh.
quarterly, maybe
Hmm.
quarterly hangouts. We do that. Of course, apart from the company souvenir that you get to have as a staff, those are some of the benefits. Also, part of our values are empathy. We will always empathize with our employees. So we know that on paper you have to go on leave, and at a specific time or at a specific date. But sometimes things happen. Things
Mm.
happen. So our company is very, very people centric. So we are very, very open to um, you know, empathizing with our people. If you have a headache and you can't come to work, we absolutely
Mhm.
understand. So you're able
Okay.
to take that day off, and all of that. So as long as you are in sync with your teammates, everything is fine. So those are some of the benefits that I'm sure that when you join the company, you would also get to see more benefits, because every day we are trying to improve on our benefits, for the employees. So we're trying to improve on so many things. So yeah, so that's it.
Okay. Thank you. And that's all from me too.
All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for your time. We'll get back to you well, I'll have to get back to my team
Very
and
good.
discuss. Yes, and in 1 week we'll be able to get back to you. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
How was it?
It was nice. Promise you'll get back to me.
That was intense. Nice,
Yes.
nice, nice, nice.
Okay, so feedback. Feedback. You did well, but I feel that when I asked about your prioritization, when you spoke about how you prioritize your task when you're under pressure, I wanted to hear practical steps on how you manage your time. Because the truth is, time management is a big thing, is a big issue. People do not know how to manage their time. People do not know how to manage their time. So I was hoping to hear something like, oh, I have a Google sheet where I list out all my tasks and then I tick them off one after the other when I'm done with them. Or I have a notepad, or I have a sticky note where I just write down each of the tasks and then I post it somewhere I am able to see it. And then I give myself time, say by this. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I have a note. I have a note. So I always take notes and I'm writing and I'm listing it down. Sometimes I now rearrange them in order of importance, and then I start ticking them off. What I'm not able to do this today, I move it to the next day, and I make it the top of my priority. And then I sort, and I keep doing that, and I keep doing that. So I was hoping you would actually tell me something practical. Oh, I use Asana, or something, or I use a stick. It can be anything. It could just be a sticky note. It could be a notepad. It could be Google Sheets. It could be anything at all that you use to note down your task and you manage it. You know that's by and you can even say you give yourself time. This should be done in the next 30 minutes. That way, you are also able to go on breaks. Really, um, I'm for I'm all for work-life balance. So when you need to rest, you should rest, especially when you're working remotely. You lose track of time. You lose track of time, and before you know it, you are sitting down for all most of the day. You're just sitting down. You're not exercising. You're not standing up. You're not taking a drink. You're not doing this. So it's also good for you to be able to, you know, time yourself on task. What needs to be done? If you're done in this, you take it off your to do and stuff. So that's my only feedback. But well done, Elizabeth.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kemi. Thank you for all of this. Thank you for the time taken to run through the interview, the demo interview, and also Elizabeth. So, thank you for volunteering to take up the interview. Our time is actually fast spent, and I'm not sure won't be able to take the second person. So Ezekiel, apologies for not going through with the session, like going through with the demo with you, because like the time is actually like really spent, and we have to. All right, thank you for understanding. We have to run. So I would like everyone to say thank you to Kemi for the session. You can unmute your mic, you can drop it in the chat section to say thank you to Kemi. And also I have
Thank
a
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Kevin.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
So I want us to give Kemi a feedback for the session. So I'm going to be dropping a link. I was supposed to have dropped that so that we do that while the interview was ongoing, but I didn't want to interrupt. So here's the link. You can drop your review. Give your review for the session here. Give your feedback here. So I'm going to be dropping the feedback link, so you can go drop your, don't have to. So just click on the link, drop your feedback, and I'm going to be sharing before Kemi leaves the call. I'm going to be sharing the feedback that was given on this session with her. So please let's drop our feedback for this session, guys. Waiting. So while we wait for the feedbacks to be dropped, I would like to inform everyone that Trefford is an edtech. We ensure that we give training sessions, we do boot camps, master classes, hangouts to train people on no code tech areas. So we are going to be starting we're going to, and we help businesses also to be able to design, scale, and build their business. So we are going to be having our product design and product marketing bootcamp. And the next course is to start by July 30th, yes, end of this month. And it's going to be for 6 weeks. It's going to be 6 weeks long. So live sessions are during weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. And during the week, oh, okay, I see there is a noise. Yeah. So I think I can stop to read. During the week, we have interactions, we have case study which our participants and people that enroll for the course are able to work on this case study